Hello and welcome once again to Exploring My Steam Library. So today we are playing Startup Freak. Now Startup Freak was released in April, I think, 2018, so it's not been out long. I bought it, I don't know, pretty much on release, I think. I think it was one of the games that I'd seen sort of pre-release footage for and sort of went, oh well, that might be fun, and added it to my wish list. So let's jump straight in. Company name, Group 4038, of course. 3 different modes. You've got photo sharing service, a music streaming, or analytical performance, and that's just your basic easy, normal and hard. We'll go easy just so I can show you as much of the game as possible. And yeah, we'll be sort of setting all of them. That'll do. Start up. You'll have to bear with me, guys, if I sniff and stuff like that. I've got a bit of a cold coming on. It's driving me up the wall, unfortunately. So, 2 days ago you were let go from your job. It's not you, it's us, they said. Visions are misaligned, they said. Bogus. Amidst your anger, you have a moment of clarity. You decide to finally pursue that cool little idea you had for so long. Group 4038. If you are ever going to do it, now is the time. Here is your story. Okay. So the whole thing about this is you're basically developing a piece of software or a program. Go away. So you add a feature with left click and you add a design, left click adds a technical component, right click adds a design component. So let's do that and add to sprint. Yes, thank you. So this is obviously just the tutorial section, but okay, so tasks may take more than one sprint. Come on, there we go. So we've just built our first feature. Now look at what else you need to do to complete the minimum viable product. So, minimum viable product. We need 3 features and 1 level 1 infrastructure. So, if we go back to our program, which is it? What are the keys? There it is. It's A. Right, so this is our sort of buildable area. And as you can see, that's now sort of solid colour, so we've created that. So if we wanted, we can add another sort of development and feature thing. And to be able to release the product, we need 3 of those. Now I could make it bigger, as you can see, but they have sort of different levels. So if we look at the details of this, so competitors can copy it, so if I just do the same thing constantly, it'll become less reliable because competitors copy it, and yeah, you can pattern stuff so that, you know, opponents can't copy it. The design and tech ratio is just about right, so, you know, that's a decent thing. So if I wanted to, say, do one like that, that would be, you know, it's basically doubling that. But then this one might have, you know, 2 little design or 2 little tech. So it'll give me sort of guidelines in how to sort of develop better and make the program better. And the better the program, the more people will buy it. The more people will buy it, you know, the more money you make. Let's just put one of those there, like that. Now, because I'm working on all 3 of these, they all develop a little bit slower than if I was just working on one thing at a time. Okay, so we've just leveled up our... where are we? Yeah. Just leveled that up. Now, I can just leave that there and, you know, then it will level up to level 2. And these do different things. So this particular one improves your server and other infrastructure technology. Sorry about that, guys. Just had to pause for a moment to blow my nose. Yeah, so as I say, as you increase the infrastructure, it gives you better and better effects. So the next level, for example, will give me a single data center and unlock the superior X10 virtual server. So you need infrastructure so that you get, you know, servers, and then you can actually host your program for people to use. And if you don't have enough servers, you can't have that many users. Later on, you unlock all this stuff as well. So you've got marketing, infrastructure for, or not infrastructure, but the ability to pay more wages, things like that, or earn more money, something like that. Hire better staff, hire more staff, better furniture and chairs and work equipment, stuff like that. But yeah. One more and then both of those will be done. Hooray! So, that's just our emails. You will get emails occasionally, so yes, go away. So this is me. I can be trained, and one thing I'm going to do is set my salary to 0 because I don't need to pay myself. I'm never going to quit. But yeah, so I can train myself and sort of increase my design and development abilities. These are the candidates that I can currently hire, and as I say, depending on what research you have, you can get better and better people. I mean, some of them cost a lot. They're not even that good. But they have different aptitudes. Their aptitudes determine sort of how quickly they learn and stuff like that. So if you send them on training, they get better. Sensitivity, I believe, is sort of how well they can work with other staff and stuff like that. So I'm not sure if a high score is better or a low score is better for that, but you know. Then we've got shareholders, so eventually you can sell some of your shares to sort of investors if you want a sort of big influx of cash. So we finished the very first part, so we're now in pre-launch. So we need level 1 in any sales and marketing, market spending between $0 and $1,000. We need 1 server, and we need to set up pricing. So let's take a look at pricing. You go away. We've got, you can have up to 3 pricing tiers. So we'll just have the basic, I don't know, silver, not silvert, and the gold. And depending on what you actually set the pricing at, sort of determines how much money you get, obviously. That might actually be too much. Let's say 30 quid. 70, and the gold is 100. That's not bad. Our competitors are charging on average £10 a month. Okay, then maybe that's too much. So we'll set that as 10, that at 25, and that at 40. No, 40, not 490. You will get sort of messages saying that your pricing is too high, your pricing is too low. So, you know, it will tell you when you're not in the right sort of area. This is our server area. So at the minute we've just got North American servers. You have to buy sort of different servers, and again you unlock those by increasing your infrastructure. And each of these holds sort of a different number of people, but it costs me money to have that going. So that's the last thing I'm going to do, like when we're ready for release. Same as the marketing. I'm not going to do marketing until I've finished. So first we'll get the level 1 in any sales. So if we go, where are we? There we are. So, you know what, you can go back over there. I don't want to level you up at the moment. So this is branding, improve your logo and how people perceive your company. You know what, yeah, we'll have some of that. And I think traditional media is probably a decent advertising. Oh, why won't you go, there you go. We can also do events, but yeah. We'll just leave it at those for the moment, and we will skip a little until they're done. So the sprints are something like days, but great, we've gained some experience in marketing. So open marketing. So as we unlock the traditional media, we can now have TV ads, radio ads, or newspaper ads. If we did the social media, then we could have my face ads, Barker ads, and pick to say? Okay. But yeah, so we're going to go with TV ads, I think. And at the moment, I'm not going to put any money in it, but we will do eventually. So we can pull both of those back off now because we've done them. Or at least we've got level 1. Now with the branding, no. Is it by clicking that? No. Oh, there, branding. So we've unlocked sort of a few of the different logos. And as you can see, as you increase your branding skill, you get more and more logos. And if you can see just there in sort of very dark, it says visitor boost plus 9%. The most we can get at the moment is a 1% boost. So we will go for that logo. So that will help visitors come to the website where we're selling this. So let's set up the server. Go away. Just one. There we go. And then, not the pricing. Marketing. Let's put £1,000 on TV ads and launch. Right. So we've now launched the product. So the more visitors you get, the more people sign up, and the more you actually make. We've obviously sold nothing yet, and our income is nothing because my guide doesn't actually cost anything, which is good. Right, let's add. Yes. So it's telling me that market research is a good idea. Which one of these is market research? Company PR, job advertising, market research. There it is. So market research lets me unlock, I'll say, the map a little bit more, add development locations. So let's go right there. So that will let me see what's wanted, and occasionally you will find an already sort of filled out space that people want. So it will be sort of a set of blue and orange on the map already, and that's a feature that people want in the product. And so if you actually research it and build it into the feature or into the program, people will be more happy that you've sort of accepted what they wanted. Right, so let's put performance. So this is the other thing that we've now got. We've got testing, so that we can make sure things work properly and get rid of bugs. As you can see, it's sort of represented by this triangle, and the bigger or the more of these that you put in, the bigger that triangle is, and you can orientate the triangle as you can see. But that will sort of limit the amount of bugs that you get. You then have security, which is a little circle, and again, the more that you put in, the bigger the circle gets, and that will stop hackers and things like that. Then you have performance. So that will increase the performance of that one square it's touching. You can make it wider and also longer by adding more. So just like that, we can increase the performance of everything inside that square basically. But again, won't do that for a minute. Though actually, yeah, I think let's add performance in. That'll do nicely. We'll add that in. And let's add a feature like that. Okay. Okay, so we just finished the market report. So the price of our gold plan is getting close to where it should be, but is too high. So we want to lower our gold just a little bit. So that's saying that TV ads are a better source of advertisement than cold emails, which is good because we're doing TV ads. So yeah, none of our things are too design focused, which is good. We've got no bugs, so people are happy. Yeah, mostly everyone's happy. Good. And now if we have a look, oh, we've got an email. Oh, that's just the market report that we just did. Yeah. But if we look, we've now opened this area up. And as you can see, people want this feature. So market research can sometimes identify features that are in high demand by customers. Building these features might be complex, but will be well worth your while. Now, I can't just build that there. I have to build it onto the existing program, so I've got to reach it before I can actually build that. That's the other thing. Now, again, thankfully we have no bugs, which is always good, but we also now have features. Go away. So I could add, say, a feature. I'd have to research it first, but once I've researched it, I would be able to add it to any of these that are already existing and sort of add that feature into the program. And different features different people want, so it will basically make the program more acceptable to different people. But yeah, we will carry on doing those. Okay, so occasionally this sort of stuff pops up. So property rent plus 30%, which basically means if I am renting a larger property, it's going to cost me more. But you'll get these sort of random events. Sometimes it's beneficial, sometimes it's not. Right, we need level 3 in market research, and we need 20 features. Wow, that's excessive. Right, add you. You know what? No, we'll just add that one because I want to sort of head over to that. That'll be finished now. Lovely. So we've just added a feature, which is that one. Too many tech components. Whoops. So people aren't really happy with that. It's a rating of 1.24. Now these ones have a rating of 2. So it's about the number of components, the upgrade performance, number of bugs, so on and so forth. But yeah, so the higher that number, the more people like it. That one's not great, but it's not terrible, so I'm just going to leave it in. There we go. We've just finished all of the features that we had set up. Oh, we've got a bug as well to get rid of. I love that they're actually little bugs. But as you can see, because we've got that performance upgrade, these are now doing 2.14 instead of 2. So it can be well worth your while adding these in sometimes to increase your rating. So we've got features developed, overall feature rating, security coverage, test coverage. I should probably add some in, shouldn't I? That will cover everything I'm liable to build for quite a while. It's going to take a while to do because it's so much, but I think it's worth it. Other thing I want to do is add another marketing in. I think there will get us quite a large amount, so let's go. Okay, so we've just finished both of those. Oh yeah, the gold plan is still too high. I should deal with that. Oh. That is the investors. I will show you that in a moment. You're doing fine. We have no users yet, so which is a shame. So as you can see, once you've had a thing that says it's too high, it does show you at the bottom there. So let's make you 35 then. See if that's any better. Yep, thank you very much. Gotta love that. Newly released video game Startup Freak is being attributed to new wave of interest in the startup scene. So visitors are up by 20% and sign-ups is up by 10%. So we now might get more people visiting our site, looking at our software, and hopefully we'll actually get a user or two. Although, maybe not. Oh, and another bug. Right, let's add another feature just there. Okay, got a feature, got a bug fixed. Right, another feature just there. And I will slowly use that to build up over to there. Our cash reserves are getting pretty low, so it's suggesting we find investors. So the investors, when you level up the Seek Investor, you'll get investors here. And you basically have to do something of a mini game with them. We can show you in the practice. So this is the investor. He has sort of specific interests. So he might be really interested in, say, the security of your product. And you have to sort of tell him about the features of your product. So for example, if I say we are really focused on our branding, he'll have a response to that. So he isn't really interested in our branding at all. He's a little interested in our security, so he's quite happy with that. Features, yeah, not really interested in. Infrastructure, not interested in. Market research, he likes that. And you have a set number of chances. So once this reaches the end, if you haven't got over the green line, you've failed to attract the investor. So it's saying, you know, When in doubt, you can always ask the investor a clarifying question to eliminate some topics they may not be interested in at the cost of a slice. So if we push the question mark, he's going to say he's not interested in those at all, so there's no point using it. But we didn't raise his interest in any way. So let's try that. Well, he's sort of interested in that, and let's try you. And as you can see, we've just passed that green mark. So he would offer us that much money for that percentage of our company. You can alter this, but as you can see, the risk goes up and down. So if we offered him that, he would definitely take it. But the more you sort of ask from them and the less you give them, the more likely it is that they won't say yes. You're probably best off on low risk. If you start moving into the high risk, it's probably not a good idea. But try and get the most money you can for, obviously, the smallest amount of your business. They might offer you another offer. This time I'm just going to say yes. But as that's practice, it doesn't actually help. But I think that's where we're going to end this episode, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed Startup Freak. It is a game that I'm sort of considering doing an LP on. It is an interesting thing. The only thing I'm worried about is that it becomes very repetitive. Obviously, we do have a lot of features and things like that we have to add, but it is just basically adding boxes constantly. So let me know in the comments if you'd like to see a series on this, and if you think it would be too repetitive or not. But as I say, that's where I'm going to leave this episode off, guys, so please like, comment and subscribe. Don't forget that you can join Group 4038 if you go onto my Steam page. And if you want to help out the channel, then please check out my Patreon page. And I shall see you next time.